Welcome to the Berman Golf Podcast, where we're helping golfers over the age of 60 increase distance off the tee so that they can hit shorter irons into the green. Yeah, baby. You can visit us at bermangolf.com for more information and get ready. This is going to be a fun one. And we are rolling, baby, with the Berman Golf Podcast, where we specialize in helping senior golfers move better so you can gain distance, improve consistency, and play more frequently. And real quick, if you're a senior golfer, make sure you head over to seniorgolfwarmup.com and get your golf warm-up video. It's free. Just go to seniorgolfwarmup.com, and it's a 5-minute warm-up video that you can do on the driving range before your round, where you will not feel embarrassed doing this. It's real quick, less than 5 minutes. You can get the whole thing done in 4 minutes and 30 seconds if you want to. And its primary purpose is to give you more shoulder turn, hip turn, and wake up your core and your glute muscles so that you're ready to actually have a really good day on the golf course. So seniorgolfwarmup.com, download it, save it to your phone. Once you hit that, once you go to that web page, if you got an iPhone, go to the bottom where you got that little square box with an arrow on the top, like you're going to try to share it. Press that button, scroll down to the save to home screen. Push the save to home screen. Now it will look like an app on your home screen so that you don't have to keep going to that URL anymore. Just push the button on your home screen. Then you can have it every time you go to the driving range, every time you go to play around. Senior Golf Warm-Up. Today what we're going to get into is the most popular drill I've ever had, or I've ever created, I've ever given anybody in my whole entire career, specifically to help you figure out how to turn your body, how to use your body during the backswing, how to use your body down during the downswing. And it's the simplest thing ever. It really is simple. And it is actually pretty easy too. And the only equipment that you need is a foam roller. A 36-inch foam roller, which you can get off Amazon, $20 off Amazon. I'll even try to put a link in the show notes here where you can just go and get one the next day. And I've made a video on this, and this video has been going viral for me because I just did an updated video a few weeks ago. And this is by far the most, I'm doing air quotes right now, viral video that I've posted in probably the past 18 months. Like, this thing is just exploding with views and comments and people saying, wow, this is really helping me figure out how to use my body. And it's really simple. Put the foam roller, the end of it, the round part of it, on your chest. Standing up nice and tall, you put it against your chest. Then you reach your fingers out, straight elbows, so that the foam roller is pointing straight out, perpendicular to the wall or parallel with the floor. And then you do a nice golf stance, so soft knees, hinge your hips backwards to get into your golf stance, and then go into your backswing. Now, here's the key to it, and this is the thing that I really wanted to get across, and I did a pretty good job, I think, explaining this in the video. This is the key to the whole thing to make it really effective with maintaining spine angle. Because one of the biggest things that senior golfers do in their backswing is they lose their spine angle. And they stand up, essentially. They bring their shoulder. They lose their shoulder tilt, so their shoulders get more parallel to the ground instead of maintaining that spine angle. Making sure, if you're a right-handed golfer, that left shoulder is pointing down towards the golf ball instead of pointing at the wall in front of you if you're doing this inside. So when you're doing this foam roller drill, going into your backswing, if you're a right-handed golfer, at the top of your backswing, exaggerate your right hand staying on top of your left hand. Now, this is going to feel really, really weird for the vast majority of you senior golfers out there because it's such a foreign position than what you're used to. You're used to shallowing your shoulders and getting essentially taller in the backswing and losing that spine angle. So once I say keep your right hand on top of your left hand at the top of your backswing, you're going to feel like you're ducking at the golf ball. You're going to feel like you're going down at the golf ball. And the reality is you're not going down. You're just staying down. The reality is you're not going down. You're just not going up. So it feels like you're going down when you keep your right hand on top of your left hand in the top of the backswing with this foam roller drill. Now, after you've done that 5, 10, 15, 20, 100 times, just get in the rhythm of doing it over and over again. Once you get used to feeling that, then we can add in what to do with the lower half of the body. So let's not even worry about what happens with the lower half of the body until you get at least 50 reps in. I'd rather you get at least 100 reps into going into the backswing with your right hand staying on top of your left hand. Remember, the foam roller is between your hands. And again, click the video in the show notes so that you can get a really good visual on what I'm talking about here. So do it at least 50 times, ideally 100 times, so that you can get used to what it feels like to maintain your spine angle, to get that left shoulder getting down towards the golf ball on the top of your backswing. Do it over and over and over again. Once you've done it enough to get that feeling, then we'll start to add in what to do with the lower half. For the lower half, we're going to keep it really, really simple. You're going to initiate the backswing with your belt buckle. So again, this is for training purposes, so I'd rather you exaggerate it than under-exaggerate it. Initiate the backswing with your belt buckle. And as you initiate the backswing with your belt buckle, I want you to think about slightly increasing how much bend you have in your right knee. So we're going to initiate the backswing with your belt buckle. And as you're going into the backswing, I want you to very slightly, less than an inch, think about increasing the bend in your right knee. Again, this is for right-handed golfers. Just reverse it if you're a lefty. So it's almost like you're squatting on your right leg as you go into the backswing. It's almost like you're reaching your right butt cheek backwards, down and backwards, like you're reaching for a bar stool with that right butt cheek as you go into the backswing. Now, this is going to feel really, really weird for 99% of you senior golfers out there because 99% of you straighten your right knee when you go into your backswing. 99% of you senior golfers out there unbend your right knee as you go into the backswing. And I can say that because I've worked with thousands of you, and you're across the board, 99% of you are guilty of this. Even if you don't think you're guilty of this, you're guilty of it. Take a video from behind the line, down the line from behind you, and you watch it. Watch it in slow motion, and you are straightening your right knee as you go into the backswing. You are losing the bend in your right knee as you go into the backswing. So let's use degrees, for example. Let's say in the address position, your knee has 20 degrees of bend in it in the address position. At the top of your backswing, you're probably down to 10 degrees or less of bend in your backswing. So you are straightening your back knee as you go into the backswing. Ideally, if we start the address position with 20 degrees of bend in that trail leg, that trail knee, ideally we have 20 degrees of bend at the top of the backswing. But for the purposes of training, we're going to think about going from 20 degrees of bend in that right knee at the address position to 25 degrees of bend in the right knee at the top of the backswing. So we're increasing the bend as you go into the backswing. Now, again, this is for training purposes. All we're trying to do is get a feeling. We're just trying to get a feeling. And one of my favorite things to do over the years is exaggerate these feelings in slow motion without trying to hit a golf ball. Because if we can train your brain how to do it in an exaggerated format, then and only then do we have a chance at a fraction of that in real time when we're trying to actually make a golf shot and hit a golf ball and get a result. Because there's so many variables that come into the equation. As soon as the little white thing's on the ground and you're trying to advance it to a target, the whole thing gets exponentially more complicated. And you should know that by now. So that's why 90 to 95% of the training I do with my clients has nothing to do with hitting a golf ball. We don't hit golf balls for 90 to 95% of our training through the program. We're not hitting golf balls because we're focusing on motor control. That's your brain's ability to control your muscles. We're retraining your brain how to move without the implications of results. This is, side note, this is the reason why in general, you do not get better by going to the driving range and banging balls. If you don't have a coach with you at the driving range and you just say, I'm going to go to the driving range and try to get better. I'm going to go to the driving range and try to improve my game without a coach, there's a 99.9% chance it's not going to work. And if it does work, you probably don't need to be listening to my podcast. The reason why it doesn't work is because as soon as you do something differently, the first thing that happens is the result gets worse. I mean, think about that. How many lessons have you gone to and the golf instructor is telling you to do something differently and you do it and you go from hitting okay shots to shanking the shots, topping the shots, hooking the shots? And the coach is just back there saying, all right, that was better. But in your head, you're going, I went from hitting okay shots to now I can't even make contact with the golf ball. And you're telling me this is better? This is the number one reason why golf lessons don't work. Because 99.99999% of golf lessons occur hitting golf balls. And you have that immediate negative feedback. So your brain has this cognitive dissonance where it's going, that was a negative result, but I'm getting positive reinforcement, so I don't know what to do. That's it. That's golf lessons 101. I mean, that's the reason why golf lessons don't work, is because you're getting negative feedback. Like, I just saw the ball do something really bad, but the coach, the golf pro, is telling you did something right. And your brain is just going, I don't know what to do. It's confused. Cognitive dissonance. Look it up. It just doesn't know what to do. So that's, again, why 90 to 95% of my programs, we're never hitting golf balls. We're focusing on retraining your body, how to move the right way so that it can just react when it's time to actually hit a golf ball, so that it can actually just do what it needs to do when it's time to hit the golf ball. Think about it this way. Working on your golf swing is identical to learning how to write with your non-dominant hand. It is identical to it. And let me explain. If you're a righty and you've been writing with your right hand for your entire life, you could turn the lights off, be blindfolded, and write an entire paragraph, and it would be legible. It might not be straight, might not be, perfectly in line, but it'd be legible. Your brain just knows how to write the words. It knows how to trace the letters to make a word. It knows how to make a decent space between words. It just knows how to do it. That is called motor control. Your brain knows how to control the muscles in your hands and in your hand and forearms, and that's how you can write legibly and fluently. Now, if you were to go and do that with your left hand, blindfolded in the dark, it probably would look like my 2-year-old. Like, it would just look horrible. It would look like, what in the hell? You might not even be able to read it. This is exactly what's happening with your golf swing. You're trying to train your brain to move your body in a way that it has no idea how to do it. Just because you conceptually understand it, just because conceptually you can see the pros do it on TV, just because conceptually you know what it's supposed to look like, doesn't mean that your brain knows how to execute it. So that's why it's such a disaster when you get negative results, when you're hitting golf balls to try to train your brain. That's the reason why you got to go back to learning how to write. I'm doing it with my 4-year-old right now, where she comes home every day, not every day, most days with homework. I'm doing air quotes right now because she's in daycare, right? VPK technically. And she's got these letters and words that are all dotted. And all she has to do is trace the dotted lines to train her brain how to write the letter A, to write the letter B, uppercase, lowercase. Then we do the same thing with a 3-letter word: dad, mom, Bob, cat, dog. And then we go to a 4-letter word. Then we go to a 5-letter word. Now think about that same exact progression with the golf swing. Starting with a dotted line, tracing the dotted line. That's what the foam roller drill is. The foam roller drill is tracing a dotted line with your non-dominant hand, trying to learn how to write a letter with your non-dominant hand. Now, executing a really good golf shot is what you can do with your dominant hand. You can write an entire sentence blindfolded in the dark with your dominant hand fluently without even thinking about it. That is executing a really good golf shot. Now, how do we get your non-dominant hand to perform like your dominant hand? You don't just go out and start hitting golf balls. You don't just start off writing full sentence lines. My daughter is not starting off by writing full sentence lines. She started off by tracing letters and then tracing 3-letter words and then writing 3-letter words and then writing 3-letter words 2 at a time, then 3 at a time. Then we can get to a 5-word sentence, all 3-letter words or less, 3-letter words or less. Then we can get to it. You don't just go straight into writing a full sentence when you don't know how to write. That's how important it is to retrain your brain how to move your body the right way without hitting a golf ball. So I hope you enjoyed this episode. Make sure you check the show notes for that latest video that we just uploaded. And the title of it is technically called Unlock Greater Distance, a unique swing exercise for senior golfers. And it is just, it's flying right now with views and people are absolutely loving it. It's a remake of something that I've done years ago. I made it a little bit better this time with better visuals. So check it out and make sure you go to seniorgolfwarmup.com for that free 5-minute golf warm-up to do on the range. Please like this episode, subscribe to this podcast, share this episode with somebody that you know goes to the driving range banging balls trying to get better, with somebody that you know shallows their shoulders in the top of the golf swing and then gets frustrated because they yank it to the left or chunk it because they're trying to get back down to the golf ball. Share this episode with them. And tune in for next time because we're going to go over some fun stuff next time in the Berman Golf Podcast. Thank you very much for tuning in this week. For more information, please go to bermangolf.com. That's B as in boy, ERMAN, bermangolf.com, and check out a ton of stuff that we have there. Or even better, go to our socials, Facebook, Instagram, YouTube. Make sure you subscribe to us on YouTube, like us on Facebook, follow us on Instagram. We're even on TikTok. Check us out everywhere. We've got tons of content going out every week. And please give us a thumbs up. Comment on the videos. Let me know what your questions are. Try to shoot holes in this. I'll do whatever I can to help you out the best that I can. Thank you, guys.